there's nothing to write home about. Things are getting worse by the day. People are crying every day. People are suffering. Because maybe now, because you're well dressed now, you might not know how other people are feeling. You will not know. When you get to the grassroots, when you get to inside, when you get to the market, when you get to the interiors of this Lagos, that's when you know how Nigeria is. People are crying. So it's getting worse by the day.
Actually, Nigeria believes that we are lacking. Because of the condition of Nigeria now, the president and the cabinet people, and they're not doing the right thing. And that's why I see suffering till today. The suffering is too much for people in Nepal. You see people dying now. People are dying like there's no money anywhere. That's why people are dying. To feed themselves, for the family, to pay the house rent, pay this. There's no money, and our money is not valued. I believe if our money is valued, I think things will move forward. Because I found that what is happening in Nigeria now, if you are not careful, you will die in silence. When you are sleeping, you can die. Because thinking is too much nowadays.
Yeah, it's Independence Day. In my own opinion, we are not really making a meaningful progression in terms of development and actually politically. But when you talk about the education and all that, yeah, I think we have progressed in terms of enlightenment and even economically we have made some, yeah, politically no, we are nowhere to be found.
Intervention ni pé Nàìjíríà yà tí kò ní Nàìjíríà yìí. Ayé wà nínú Nàìjíríà níbẹ̀ tí Nàìjíríà ò fara ro. Ebi ń pọ̀ ọmọ Nàìjíríà gan ni. Ọlọ́run kọ́lọ́run dẹ̀ ṣe kán bá wa tò. Ọ̀hún náà láyé wà àwọn èèyàn tí ò tí tó nǹkan kan wọ́n ń kú lórí ebi. Lórí àìsàn náà ni tó dẹ̀ ẹni tó jẹ́ pé àti jẹun àti mu òní ẹni tí ò ń tọrọ owó ń sìn gan ó ti ń tọrọ owó. Kí wọ́n ṣàánú àwọn ìjọba wa kan ṣàánú ọmọ Nàìjíríà kébi má pa wá nítorí bí ò bá sí oúnjẹ àìsàn máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ni òun dẹ̀ ló ń pa àwọn èèyàn tó ń fa ọ́sà táwọn èèyàn fi kú kán jọ kán gbọ̀rọ̀ wa rò ṣá.
Welcome to People's Voice on VOP TV, and I would like to say a wonderful happy Independence Day to you. Happy Independence Day to you. It is our Nigeria, my Nigeria, your Nigeria. As a patriotic citizen of this nation, happy Independence Day to us. And I pray that this country would move forward. For everything that we have been lacking, I pray God would help us. We're in a critical condition. We know where we are now. We know our challenges. We know what we're facing. But we just pray that God will guide our leaders right and help us to actually navigate through this particular thick and thin situation. And of course, for that of the insecurity, God will help us to deliver us from this position of fear, a position of uncertainty, a position of the unknown, displacing people out of their own homes, okay? So I just wish Nigeria the very best. I wish Nigeria what I would love to wish myself, because I am a Nigerian and I believe you are also a Nigerian. Welcome to the program. It is People's Voice on VOP TV, where citizen stories shape the narrative. And today, we're dissecting a major topic that is dominating the headlines and sparking conversations, okay, across the nation. Nigeria's 65th Independence Day. A reflection on democratic progress and challenges. This is just our area of concern today, and this is all we're here to discuss. And of course, if you're set, I am set. Let's set the ball rolling this wonderful afternoon. Join the conversation with expert insight and citizen perspective. Share your thoughts with us. I am Savior Udo. And of course, you heard after the national anthem, you heard the president's speech. After the president's speech, you saw the Vox Pop where people actually gave us their own, will I call it, side of story as regards to independence and democracy. Okay, what they are facing. If the program is People's Voice, so we need to hear from the people as well. And of course, they've actually given us their own side of what they are going through and what they are facing in the country. In a situation where you ask one or two or three or four persons what they are going through or how the country has evolved or what the economy is really saying as regards to this nation, and for them to only use one word, that it is not getting better. So we need our leaders to really do this particular one right this time around, because at 65, we expect more, we expect better. We wish that we were not here. We actually hoped that we were where we think that we deserve. But of course, as fate would have it, God willing, we would all be led and taken to that particular height, okay, that we deserve to be as this wonderful nation is concerned. All right, but of course, I'm going to bring your attention to the president's speech, which was broadcasted live today at 7 a.m. Okay, so I'll just give you a quick summary of what the president said about when he was addressing the nation today. Okay, so we'll take it from his key themes and messages. You know, he acknowledged the hardship, okay, but optimism for recovery. He considered that many Nigerians are feeling the pinch from inflation, okay, and the cost of living pressures, but insisted the worst is over following difficult but necessary reforms. So we would actually look into all of that as regards to that particular reforms. Economic reforms and indicators. He defended the removal of the fuel subsidy and the unification of the foreign exchange rates as bold but needed step. He cited also the positive signs of the GDP growth of 4.23% in second quarter, the fastest in 4 years. Inflation down to 20.12%, external reserve rising to 42.03 billion dollars, trade surplus and the oil production rebounding. Of course, he highlighted social intervention, which was the 330 billion I mentioned here that was distributed to about 8 million vulnerable households. Of course, I asked, I think that would be the next voice pop that I need to go ask the people. I have not seen anyone who has benefited. I have not seen anyone who has actually collected, but we might have people who has actually received that. We would like you to come out and let us know that you've actually received that particular funds. And we talked about youth empowerment and social initiative. He emphasized that efforts to support young Nigerians through programs such as NEL Fund, student loans, benefiting 510,000 students, Credit Corp, affordable credit for home improvement, solar digital services, vehicles, which is about 153,000 beneficiaries so far. He talked about youth credit and the upcoming IDI's investment in digital and creative enterprises, which is a wonderful initiative that this administration actually created. And he also further talked about nationhood, unity, and patriotism. He appealed for all Nigerians to become producers rather than consumers, to buy made in Nigerian food, pay taxes, and support national development. He encouraged state and local governments to join the federal effort in development. Framed the speech as a call to action and a message of hope. That was what he framed the speech to be. Okay, and also recognition of cost and a reassurance of resolved. He admitted that the reforms have come with a temporary pain, but insisted that failure to act would have risked economic collapse. He pledged that gains would be translated into better living standard, education, electricity, and security. And he also talked about security and peace. He announced that peace has returned to many liberated communities, especially in the Northwest, the Northeast, with people returning home. Okay, so if this is all what the president has actually said, of course, we're going to dive into all of this particular conversation today. So we're ready, and I believe you're also ready. To join the conversation, kindly call the number 090-447-3438 32605. Follow us on social media at VOPTV Live. You can use the hashtag People's Voice on VOPTV. On YouTube, we are Voice of the People TV. Kindly hit the subscribe button, and together we can make our voices heard. It is time for us to go on a quick break. As soon as we return, we will dive into the topic, the main issue of the day, Nigeria's 65th Independence Day, a reflection of democratic progress and challenges. You don't go nowhere. Stay tuned, please. I'll be right back.
A world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest. It's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television. Don't just react, understand.
All right, welcome back to the program. It is People's Voice on VOP TV. Yes, let us dive into this particular conversation today. As Nigeria celebrates its 65 Independence Day, the country reflects on its democratic journey and the progress made since gaining freedom from the British colonial rule in 1960. This milestone presents an opportunity to assess Nigeria's democratic governance, identify key challenges, and explore future prospects. Democratic evolution and challenges. Over the past 65 years, Nigeria's democracy has evolved significantly with notable milestones and challenges. Despite progress in democratic governance, the country still faces issues like corruption, insecurity, and economic disparities. Strengthening democratic institutions, promoting transparency and accountability, and ensuring effective oversight are crucial for Nigeria's democratic future. Nigeria's 65th Independence Day serves as a reminder of the country's progress and challenges in a democratic governance. As the nation looks to the future, it is essential to address key issues, promote democratic values, and ensure that democratic institutions are strengthened to drive national development and prosperity. We're now being joined by Dr. Ezeh Emmanuel, 2023 House of Representatives candidate for Abakiliki Ezeh Federal Constituency of Ebonyi State, President Ebonyi Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines, and Agriculture. Good afternoon, Doctor.
Sylvia, good afternoon, viewers.
Day to you, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Good afternoon, Sylvia. Good afternoon.
Yeah, happy Independence Day, sir.
Well, it sounds a bit uncomfortable, but what can we say? Happy Independence Day.
Sir, it sounds a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
This is the country we've got. Nigeria is all we've got. Nigeria is all we have.
And, it used to be a time where we all look forward to Oktoberfest. Go all out there. We embodied hope. We looked forward. Now, today, hope is one commodity that is really getting more and more scarce. So I don't blame anybody.
You're welcome on board, sir. You're welcome on board. I know you have so much to say, but I wouldn't want to just let the cat out of the bag right now, okay? And then we're also being joined by the former NUJ Kaduna chairman, Adamu Yusuf. Hello, comrade, are you there? Hello, comrade. Okay, I think Izara is having a network glitch or is yet to, okay, network issue. All right, lastly, we have a public affairs and political analyst, Barrister Lai Ademokoya. Hello, Barrister, good afternoon to you today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Savior.
Happy Independence Day to you, Barrister.
Same to you. Are you celebrating independence over there?
I think you can see I am here in the office working. We've been working. Of course, the media, we don't have any break or holidays.
Even though the doctor has said there's no need for celebration.
We would actually need doctor to clarify that particular statement when the time comes. Okay, so thank you so much for joining, Barrister. Let me go back to Dr. Ezeh. Let's take it off from Doctor. Hello, Doctor, are you there?
Yes, I am. I can hear you.
All right, Doctor, I was having a conversation with a few friends last night, and we're talking about the Independence Day. And the only thing that I feel that has affected me about the independence is that for every Independence Day, I am always looking forward to see the National Parade. When it was cancelled due to, will I say, unforeseen circumstances or, reason best known to the federal government, when it was cancelled, I really felt it because, sincerely, I wished that I was able to, bring my family, we'll sit down and watch that particular parade, and how the military will do all of those particular things that they know how to do best. But upon cancellation, so many of us got affected. But of course, I know that is the only one that I can actually say that, oh, I was affected, upon cancellation. But for you, you also have different reasons why you said or you used that statement by saying that back then we usually, look forward to witnessing 1st of October, but now it looks like so much has really changed. So, Doctor, in just a few words, what has really changed and what did you miss about the Independence Day?
Thank you. Thank you, Savio. Thank you, Lai. I'm happy that you are a bit excited about the Oktoberfest. For me, it's like we are smelling the coffee, as they say. Before now, we've looked at democracy as a gift, but we are beginning to realize that democracy itself is a work in progress. So what we are celebrating? We are celebrating a gift that we have arrived. We have a country until somehow along the line, we lost alertness, lost focus, and some group of guys hijacked the system. And today, we are at the crossroad. We don't even know if we are celebrating independence or we are fighting for independence. For me, it does appear to me that we are fighting afresh for our independence. And this time around, maybe we pay serious attention to earn it, to hold it, to preserve it. As a young man, as a young primary secondary school student, Oktoberfest was one of those moments we look forward to celebrate it. We're excited, even down to maybe 2015. There was this excitement about Oktoberfest. Then what happened? Our hopes were dashed. And I don't blame Nigerians. We felt PDP was not doing well. We hoped for change. And then we went for change. And the change you got became a change that is backwards. Listening to the president speak, you also have a sense of a man who appears to be living in a bubble. When he keeps comparing our progress we made now from 1960. And then we could also say, can we compare where we are with relative to other countries?
Okay, I think there is a network glitch there.
When we've told so much lies, we get comfortable with it. We think to believe that everybody is no longer listening. We're not making progress.
Okay.
From the little snap interviews you showed on the streets are angry. The voices on the streets are very, very uncomfortable. It tells a different story from what the president wants us to hear. But then, I always look at the glass of water being half full. What is going on? What is happening? The economic dislocation that happened is going to reawaken Nigeria to understand that leadership is a serious business. Leadership is not something we do for people who have never led, who have never created wealth. Now, the president is talking about consumption to production when everywhere is totally grounded. I am an entrepreneur. I represent, as a president of a chamber of commerce. I could tell you that most entrepreneurs are fatigued. The worst thing that can happen to you as a country is when your entrepreneurial class become fatigued. We are fatigued. The dislocation is abnormal. The oppressive tax regime is nothing but suffocating. So there is really nothing to celebrate. For me, what I will celebrate is a resolve to recover our country. And that is where, I like keep saying, the hope, the takeaway from what we are going through is that it's going to unite us beyond, across social classes, across religion, to come together and understand that it is we the people versus those who are oppressing us.
All right,
That's for me.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for that particular wonderful submission. It was quite emotional, a mixed feeling to be precise. Okay, I'd like to go straight to Barrister Lai Ademokoya. I'd like Barrister to also give his submission as regards to what Independence Day means, so what are the reflections for you as regards this Independence Day, and what can you make out of the presidential speech?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Silvio. Unfortunately, I also agree with Doctor, the earlier speaker, that we are not making any progress. I will start with how I started my day. When I got up this morning and I was teasing my wife that happy independence, she responded that there's nothing to celebrate. I said, this is serious. Okay, when I said, okay, let me set out to go to the office, the cab guy that came to carry me to my office, I was even telling the guy happy independence. He said, what is happy about the independence? That construction company that is working in, the construction company was working at before, folded up because of economic hardship, and because of that, he had to be driving Uber. So, reflecting on everything that's been going on in the country, you will really agree that there's nothing to celebrate about the democracy. When you're in a nation where there is a persistent corruption, a bad leadership, there will be lack of trust from the citizens. And that is what is going on. Nigeria is retrogressing, because I can assure you that if you are talking about economic progress, then you go to the common man on the street. We don't need to speak so many grammar. How much are you buying rice last 10 years? How much are you buying a bag of rice now? The level of inflation now, you don't need to calculate it in mass. It's obvious that it's humongously high. So when you look at all these issues put together, you realize that there's really nothing to celebrate. As a matter of fact, if I'm to say it also as in the words of Doctor, I'll say what we should even be looking at is how we can regain our independence. Because our own democracy, I don't think it has been, favorable to us. You look at the country, there's no regard for rule of law. I'm a lawyer. There are many court judgments that has been delivered. See Natasha's case in July. A court ruled that Natasha's suspension was totally illegal and unconstitutional. Unfortunately, they didn't still allow him to resume. So you can imagine the kind of country we are. And those are the hallmarks of democracy. Rule of law. Those are part of the hallmarks of them. Even the press, freedom of the press, freedom of expression, freedom of opinion now. They are beginning to gag the citizens. Because I don't need to tell you, you know, so many arrests has been made because of opinions that people make. So when you look at democracy and look at what is going on in Nigeria, then you begin to look that there's really no significant progress, unfortunately. Also on the speech of Mr. President, I did not listen to the speech honestly, but from what the highlights I got from your program today, I really did not see the truth in that speech. Because if you are talking about our GDP, the GDP has not translated to the economy. It has not translated to the common man on the street. It has not translated to the people. And if I'm talking about democracy, democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So if you are making policies that is not translating to the comfort of the people, then I'm sorry, your policies are not working. We are already going to the third year. He won the election in 2023. When 2025 is almost coming to an end. And see, so when are we going to get the renewed hope? When are we going to reap the benefits of the democracy? Unfortunately, I don't think the people are happy, and so I'm not happy too as well. So those are my submissions.
Thank you so much, Barrister Lai. Wow, I think we are all in a very sober mood as regards to this particular Independence Day. This is really serious, and it's becoming a thing of concern, because if a nation, okay, that's as big as Nigeria can have its citizen, and they are not celebrating Independence Day the way they were meant to, okay, and instead, when you ask this one, the person say, what is there to be celebrated? What are we celebrating? And you ask this one is saying, what are we celebrating? Then it is a very serious situation there. Let's go back to Doctor. Doctor, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
All right, so Doctor, what are the most significant challenges that Nigeria has faced since independence, and how have they impacted the country's development? And also, I would also like you to take this particular one simultaneously. How has Nigerians' democracy been affected by its colonial legacy, and what steps can be taken to address these issues?
Yeah, let me. It's a very interesting question, really. One I have reflected and written on time and time again. You know, I would look at our colonial legacies, and then we must also understand that, like we say, power is not given, power is taken.
Yeah.
That you do not expect those who colonize you to give you free rein. There is a battle out there. That's why you need leadership that is aware, that is credible, that is focused, that understands what the people need. Our biggest challenge has always been about leadership. Individually, Nigerians are wonderful people. During my days in Oxford, we all tops in class. You go to Harvard, we are tops in class. You go to private sector, we are top in the field. It has always been about the system. You see, the Nigerian environment has not been able to groom a system that gives the proud man, the black man, a proud place. And that has also weakened our resolve on what we call democracy, which is where fundamentally I'm going the legacy. We want to talk about the legacy. So what the colonial master did was to give us a democracy in shell, you know, with almost no context. And that's where our intellectuals should have come in to build a homegrown kind of democracy that is suitable to our environment, that gives us progress, that gives us growth. We ended up copying from America, from Britain, from this, from that. That's intellectual laziness. That's why I keep saying that the biggest challenge you have, the Nigerian biggest challenge, is our intellectual class. We are lazy, we are corrupt, we are selfish, really. Everybody just watching us his own. There's no broadened worldview to build a system. a legacy where we can live and continue. Everybody wants to go to a place that is already made. So that is one about our colonial legacies. Be that as it may, it is also very inexcusable for us to keep making excuses. We must also admit that we've not been able to pay enough serious attention to the issue of nation building. We've always taken a backseat. We've always feared, oh, nobody wants to, or I don't want to die. For some of us who are from the private sector, until 2023, 2020, 2020 really, until P2B and his movement came up, most of us in the private sector were hoping that one day the government will get it right. And that takes me down to your first question, which is, what has been the experience of the common man? It has always been about hope, betrayed hope, expectations not fulfilled, not met. You know, today they tell, oh, we are making progress. Oh, they are talking about reforms. I am an accountant. I have an accounting background, which is a finance background also. Reforms must not be painful. It means that you did not think about the reforms, which is really essentially what has been happening. Again, I blame the intellectual class who are ready to serve people who are not prepared for governorship, for leadership. Because when somebody comes and says, oh, subsidy is gone, what is really subsidy? Many of us have argued that the issue is not subsidy. The issue we had was the impunity, the corruption inside subsidy. And what did you do? Take away subsidy. That has also been our way of life. Oh, the road is bad. Oh, all of us will buy big SUVs. Oh, there is no light. We'll all start doing inverters and solar individually. There is no system building. Oh, we cannot, there's no telephone. Oh, well, mobile telephone, it comes handy. So this tendency to keep looking for shortcuts instead of solving our problems, so developing a system. I passed through Jabi the other day. Jabi, I keep saying that Jabi, one of those areas like in Abuja where you say, oh, this was a well planned and well built area.
Yes.
And you believe that even the sewage system all gone, every system has packed up. Even the underground wires, cables are laid. They're now trying to see if they can fly the wires overhead because they can't maintain any system.